Welcome to the Adapted Ambitions podcast. Here we rewrite the rules of success for professional women over 40. This is the place where experience meets reinvention and where we tackle bold career moves, inspiring pivots, and strategies to help you create a career and life that you truly love. My name is Ada Offonry. I am a talent leader and career coach with years of experience partnering with professionals at pivotal career crossroads. I've seen it all, from climbing the corporate ladder to leaping off it entirely, and I'm here to help you figure out your next big move. Because let's be honest, the so-called career rules we grew up with, they're really outdated. Your experience isn't just valuable, it's actually your superpower. So I'll show you exactly how to use the superpower to create your best chapter yet. Whether you're thinking about a career change, launching your own business, or you just want more purpose and balance in your work, you're in the right place. Welcome to Adapted Ambitions. Let's dive in. Welcome to today's episode of the Adapted Ambitions podcast. Today's topic is called Mind the Gap, Bridging the Fulfillment Gap in Your Career and Life. I feel that this is a topic we don't often speak enough about. And that is about the discontent that arises when life doesn't align with our expectations. This is a feeling that I've observed and also experienced myself personally, and I'm sure many of you have too. Is the gap between where we thought we'd be and where we are right now, both professionally and also personally. What's fascinating to me as I speak to people around me is that this gap exists no matter what your personal circumstances are, whether you're single or married, divorced, with children, without children, thriving or struggling in your career. I wonder if this is what's often referred to as the midlife crisis. I don't know. So first of all, let's start by looking at some data, and then we'll look at some actionable steps if you find yourself currently experiencing that gap. So a 2023 survey by the Midlife Review found that 47% of women aged 40 to 55 feel stuck in their careers. That's nearly half of us who feel like we're spinning our wheels professionally. Mental health charity Mind reports that women in their 40s and 50s experience higher rates of anxiety and depression than any other demographic group. A significant driver of this is career dissatisfaction coupled with caregiving pressures. Globally, a 2022 LinkedIn study revealed that career pivots among women aged 40 to 55 increased by 25% compared to previous years, reflecting a growing desire for purpose and alignment amongst this group of people. So let's look further and explore what this gap is and why it happens, especially for women in midlife. For many of us, this gap starts to widen in midlife as we realize that youthful optimism often gives way to the reality of where we are now. The expectations we had, such as career success, personal milestones, financial security, all of those things may not necessarily match up to what our lives are at the moment. For women in midlife, this can look like career stagnation or a lack of purpose at work, or just pure fatigue if you've been doing the work for a long time. It can look like unmet personal goals, whether that is in terms of romantic relationships, other relationships and friendships, parenting or personal development. We can't ignore the impact of hormonal shifts due to menopause or perimenopause. Also taking care of children and parents at the same time, so caregiving responsibilities, and also a change in priorities and values over time. So perhaps you find yourself in a life that once suited who you were, but is no longer a fit for the person that you've become over time. One thing I really want people to realize is that having this fulfillment gap isn't a failure. It's just a sign that your internal compass is guiding you towards change. And it is something that people experience universally. It is a signal that you need to evolve and you need to start doing things differently. Having this fulfillment gap is a real opportunity for reinvention, and that's the good news. This period of life, as challenging as it might feel, can also be a time of powerful self-reflection and reinvention. And many women use this stage to rediscover what truly matters to them as individuals and realign their lives with their values. In the past year alone, I know of so many women who have done some incredible things to better align themselves with their values and their purpose. So I'll give you some examples. So one who's a high-powered medical professional has paused her medical career to go on a year-long sabbatical in another country. Another, in fact, a couple of people that I know have relocated from their cities, a couple of them from London to other countries, some with existing employers and others with new employers. I know of a few people who've taken sabbaticals to travel around the world. I know of others who have taken some time off to spend more time with their family before launching an entrepreneurial venture. I know of someone who's pivoted from being an independent consultant to taking on a 9-to-5 corporate job that she found so exciting and too hard to resist. Hopefully this gives you some ideas of some of the amazing things that other women are doing out there to reinvent themselves and really kind of follow this internal nudging that they have, that the life that they're leading isn't really one that suits who they've become. So instead of thinking of this period as one where people are suffering from a midlife crisis, I like to think of it as one where people are experiencing a midlife reawakening. Because at the end of the day, being in midlife means that you have a lot more experience, you have a lot more knowledge, and you really see life for what it is. And so you're no longer as bogged down on societal expectations as you would have been when you were younger and starting your career and starting to sort of build your life. So if you're somebody who is currently experiencing the discomfort that comes with having this gap between the life you originally envisioned for yourself and the life that you're now living, let's talk about a few things that you can do. The first thing you want to do is to reflect and reassess. You need to take stock of your values, your priorities, and what truly matters to you. A really good journaling prompt that you can use is to ask yourself what fulfillment looks like for you today and what's one step you can take towards it. So the first thing you do is reflect and reassess. The next thing that you can do is to really seek alignment in your career. We spend so many hours of our lives working, and it's so sad if you find yourself in a position where you're really dreading going into work. So if that is a position you find yourself in, then I would say to really prioritize seeking alignment in your career. There are many ways to do it, and some of my other episodes go into details around this. The important thing here is that 1, you take stock of the experience that you have, and 2, you really sort of embrace the idea of developing new skills so that both things are what keep you competitive in the marketplace. The third thing I'd say is that, and this is good advice, whatever age you are, but especially if you find yourself in this position where there's that gap between the life you want and the life you're leading now, is to prioritize your mental and physical well-being. So you really got to invest the time and resources into managing your stress levels, prioritizing your physical and mental state, whether through therapy, mindfulness, exercise, eating healthily. All of those things really count. The fourth thing I'd say is to really invest in expanding your network and seeking support. So I've spoken about this in other podcast episodes, but really seeking the support of therapists, coaches, mentors, and putting yourself in environments where you can be surrounded by like-minded people who are going through a similar journey to yourself. I can't tell you how impactful that will be on your journey as well, because on one hand, it will show you that it is possible because you see other people doing it, but it also keeps you focused and it helps you maintain your momentum. And obviously you have things like LinkedIn, and there are loads of membership communities sprouting all over the place that are focused on different areas. So you can definitely take the time to find something that resonates with you. The fifth thing I'd say, if you find yourself in this position, is remember that this is about progress, not perfection. So I often find people, listing a bunch of things that they would like to see happen before they start transforming their lives. And the reality is that you'll never find a perfect condition. You will never find a perfect time to be able to start making the necessary changes. So it's about starting where you are and seeking progress, not perfection. So let's go through this real quickly. We've talked about point number 1, reflect and reassess. Point number 2, seek alignment in your career. Point number 3, prioritize your mental and physical well-being. Number 4, expand your network and definitely seek support. And number 5, celebrate your progress and not be so focused on perfection. So I hope this has helped. To sort of pull all of this together, here's what I want to say. Having a fulfillment gap is a natural part of life's evolution. And while it can feel really overwhelming, it's also an opportunity for growth and reinvention. And I think that's extremely exciting. And so remember that you're not alone. By taking small and intentional steps, you can really drive yourself towards making some big changes that will have a material impact on your satisfaction from life, and therefore leading a life that is really aligned with who you've become, not who you once were. So I hope you found this podcast episode useful. As always, please feel free to reach out to me on social media. I'm on Instagram at Offonry. I'm more than happy to listen to your thoughts and ideas and feedback about this podcast episodes and other topics you'd like me to also address. Thank you for listening.